Hello, we are finally back on YouTube with the Kitegoofy Q&A and I'm more than excited for today's episode. So let's start with the Kitegoofy Q&A.
247 man are active, UK waving, call me the captain. Good energies.
So before we start with the first question, you can always just comment below questions that you have for the next episode or just write me on Instagram. You can find my Instagram here, just follow to check out my stories. And let's start with the first question. Are expensive kites worth for the general kite population? And the simple answer is no. Expensive kites as Alula kites or brainchild kites are not worth for the general kite population. I've said it so many times already and I still stand with that. If you want to just go out, have a good session, just do some jumps, maybe some loops, whatever it is, you don't need one of these high performance kites. But there's a big but. I've tried some Alula kites, especially the core kite ranges and also the Harlem ranges, the brainchild products, and I have to say that you definitely feel a difference. So you can feel that there's more performance, you can feel that there's more that the kite wants to give you. But again, is it worth another 2,000 bucks on the kite price? And that's why I think it's not really worth it. And actually I'm not sponsored, just want to say that I'm not sponsored by any kite brands. So just so you know, it just happened that I was trying these products. Next question, and I actually got a lot of questions about this topic. The impression score always benefit the riders from some brands. What do you think? I got a lot of questions regarding the heat against Gil and Lorenzo and in general the impression scores of these competitions. And I know you all want to hear Gil won the heat or Gil was the better rider, and yes, he might was the better rider on that day. But nonetheless, Lorenzo was also great in that heat. He was just riding as always, and Gil definitely overperformed in my opinion what he usually does. So it always seems bigger because Gil went like to this another stage. But what do you think? Who should have won the heat at the KOTA Y Games? But when it comes to the judging, I don't think we have a problem with the brands, to be honest. I think we have a problem with people in the judging booth coming from certain areas. Or for example, being friends with people that are in the competition. And I don't say it in a mean way, because this industry is very small. Everyone knows everyone. But I personally think if you grew up with a person or with someone riding every single day and then you judge them, subconsciously you will definitely prefer his style over another style because you have seen it so many times. And that's maybe why judges, again, subconsciously prefer different styles. If you grew up in the Netherlands, always riding with Dutch people, you will of course have like this small little things in your brain, oh, this style looks better than this style. And I think that's the problem. I really don't know what to do. I think we should probably only focus on the jumps instead of having like this impression score, because you can always do stuff with impression score that is not explained. And I think it would be really cool, and I would do it myself, Red Bull, please get me in there, if we would have something similar for the Red Bull Rampage, where a journalist is in the judging booth, and when there are like some decisions a lot of people do not understand in the live chat, they can go to the judges and they explain. And I think that's probably the only way how we make these kind of impression scores more accessible for everyone. Next question, what do you think, who will win Red Bull King of the Air? So I won't say Lorenzo Casati or Andrea Principi because that's the obvious choice. Actually, I'm right now not sure if you're allowed to compete under 18, but if you're allowed to compete under 18 at the Red Bull King of the Air, for me personally, Finn Flügel would be one of the people to really watch out for. He just turned 16 if I'm not wrong, and he is smashing it in the big air category. And not even that, he's also super good in freestyle, always competing for the podium positions in the freestyle category of the GKA. And when there's one thing that we have seen from all of the big air and King of the Air history finals, if you have a certain background in freestyle, you got this extra bit of competition experience, maybe also landings that you can take differently to people that only train for big air, and just style in general. So I think if Finn Flügel is able to compete because of the age, I don't know, he would be a big problem for a lot of athletes. Last question is, rider with the best style in my opinion. So there's one answer I can give you straight away, Tom Bridge. I think he's the most creative, maybe second most creative person in the kite industry. I give you my favorite creative person in the kite industry. But what he does is outstanding, exceptional. He brings this technical freestyle sport back to a big group of people that see tricks that look super stylish, but you can still understand. And my second one, talking about creative style, is Steven Akkerstijk. I don't know if you have seen his videos online, but I will just play some videos in the background. He got one of the most incredible creative ideas on a kite and he makes it look so cool. And for me personally, this is also the style I want to ride in when I think about free riding or big air or whatever. I don't have to do like crazy double loops, triple loops, laid backs, boogies. It's nice, it's fun. But I think just like having a free ride session, coming up with creative ideas is personally for me what kite surfing is about. Alright, let me know, what do you think, who will win Red Bull King of the Air in the comments, and then I see you for the next Q&A, I would say. Have a good day, follow Kitegoofy on Instagram, on YouTube, and then I see you on the next one. Ciao.